Hi everyone and welcome to another wonderful podcast. And today we have a really awesome guest, Manga, with us. So Manga, why don't we start with a quick introduction?
Hey, hi everyone. This is Manga Devi Bhamiripati. I'm a corporate turned entrepreneur and a freelancer and a social butterfly. That's how I call myself. So 10 plus years of corporate experience, then 2 years of entrepreneurial experience in hospitality, and then now trying to be a freelancer. Don't know, still figuring out again. Yeah, that's me.
And today we are going to dive into a very important and interesting topic, which is networking. So, Manga, you said that you're a social butterfly. Was it always the case, or how did you evolve into a social butterfly?
Yeah, it's definitely always the case, but it started with social networking within the family, within the friends, being an extrovert. I'm an extremely extrovert person, so I think that paved into this path. And then slowly, within your friends and then your interests, like communities, like your hobbies, slowly it eventually went into corporate networking and then public networking and then entrepreneurial networking. And now, it's everything.
And you have traveled a lot. So why don't you tell me about your first networking encounter?
Yeah. So my first networking would be in Bangalore because I shifted to Bangalore for my work profile. And it started with my hobby. That is, I never thought it as a hobby. So it started with theater. Basically, I thought I'll try theater because of the flair of drama we have as a woman in a better way. So I started giving auditions for theater, and then I was meeting so many theater folks and all, and paving my path in theater world. That networking helped me. So that is when first networking started.
And how did you push yourself out of your comfort zone to actually get there and start networking with people? Because I know you're an extrovert, but still going from theater, trying to meet new people, is it intimidating? Is it fun? How is it for you?
For me, it was always fun because I think right from my childhood, even in my debates, competitions, even from school, I'm always that vocal person and very up for anything, extracurricular activities or anything. I think that helped me with having no shy or fear on the stage or camera or anything in public. So I used to get tense though in the school when I'm doing any public programs or anything. But that tensed wala mode used to always help me, to thrive better, not like, hold you back. So I thought I should overcome that tension also, but eventually it happened. And for me, more of fun, talking to people and knowing more people, meeting new people is the biggest stress buster in my life. So I think that helped.
What is the mindset one should have when they go for networking?
Okay, so again, you need to know your purpose, right? You just don't randomly do networking. That is not called networking. Random talking is a socializing thing. So for me, it started with my hobby. Like I wanted to pursue theater and then I wanted to do my dance. I'm a freestyle dance choreographer and tutor. So I started talking to people about that. And also the big shift of networking happened in entrepreneurial thing is with my entrepreneurship when I started Mango's Kitchen. So then I understood there are typical proper networking setups where you go, interact and meet. But in those entrepreneurial networking, I was more of a listener than a talking person because I wanted to absorb what is entrepreneurship and all of that. But this continued networking of social networking and hobby networking and everything helped me in entrepreneurial networking also.
That is amazing. But when I think about it, a lot of new entrepreneurs, they spend tens of thousands of rupees in these structured networking events. Do you think they're helpful?
So for me, it was different. I wouldn't say they're not helpful. I never been to a paid networking at all in my life. And maybe if I have to do more structured branding or something, then definitely the cohorts and the processes they follow would definitely help. Maybe channelizing your energy more better way and all. But for me, it was more of on the other side. I wanted to do it in my way. Like it is structured, but in the purposeful way. I'm more of purpose-driven person and passion-driven person. So to name it, what drives me all this, like I said, people, passion, and positivity. Those are the 3 P's I follow. So I think because of that, for me, it is more easy to interact and be inclusive and flow in the networking thing.
And let's say somebody right now has no friends. or they are socially isolated, but they want to build their network, they want to really connect with people. What would your advice be for these kind of people?
I definitely and keep telling to my closer network and my friends also who really say you're very good with networking, you're very good with PR. I say you have to step out little from your comfort zone, start interacting with people. Again, the mindset is you want to do networking, but what is your purpose? Why you want to do networking and what kind of person you are? So you have to break it step by step. Like if you are an introvert person, still you want to do networking, start with a small social gathering. Step out, observe people, be there in a cafe or be there in a small public place where you're comfortable first. Start with your comfort zone with a few people around, like people of 5 or something, where you have a known people in that 5 people, and then try to interact, have a conversation. That way you have to build up. You can't just suddenly wake up and start, socializing or networking, right?
And you talked a lot about purpose when it comes to networking. How does one find their purpose for networking? Because I feel a lot of people go to networking events quite blindsided. So how do you find your purpose while networking?
This one I realized very well in my entrepreneurship. I used to also, for me, my purpose was there. It's for meeting more people to understand how this entrepreneurial thing works. Like whether I should reach out to this part of people, whether I should organize my entrepreneurial marketing in a very different way. Publicity marketing is what my purpose was there. But I also met random people in entrepreneurial journey. Anyway, then I realized I'm taking a lot of absorbing their energy and also giving my energy. The conversation wasn't necessary. So then I understood you don't have to meet everyone. You have to meet a set of group of people, that's enough. You don't have to interact with everyone. Initially, what happens is in networking, you go with the flow, right? And you think like, yeah, we have talked to everyone. No, you first observe it. You'll find your tribe. You'll find your like-minded people. That is when you approach someone. Or as a gathering, networking is different. Like overall, if someone is, moderating the networking group, talking like a group conversation, that is different. But you need to know a tribe. For that, you need to observe first.
Okay. Let's say that you walk into a room with 100 people over there. How would you make yourself stand out and how would you make those interactions memorable? What would your strategy be?
Okay, there are mixed strategies, I would say. One, be on time, and considering the Bangalore traffic or anywhere, if you just get a little late, you definitely feel awkward. It's a human tendency. But sometimes it's the mindfulness, I feel. If you go before, definitely it's a win-win situation. You get to interact with people, you're already in the crowd and you talk to people. My strategy would be, as soon as I enter the room, I definitely greet everyone, talk to people, compliment someone. Like, you don't think you're complimenting. You as soon as you enter the room, you find someone very vibeful and very pleasing personality. I tend to get attracted. And also, maybe people have said that my personality is like that, like cheerful and all. People come and talk to me when I'm in the room. That is one advantage, maybe. And another thing is, when someone is doing some discussion, you hear because you are in the room before the networking event even started, you just tend to add some value or add something that you know. That's how interactions happen. The before interactions always help for the networking. That is one. And suddenly you are late and entered in the middle of a networking. Maybe you enter in the break, obviously. You don't enter like that. But then you first place yourself comfortably, absorb the energy, get used to the group, see what they're talking and what they already started, then add your point.
But how do you also become memorable in such a scenario? Because again, 100 people are there. So
yes. For me, initially or any time, I don't have to create any impact, but it automatically happened always. I never realized that after quite few years after I evolved, I realized, yes, wherever I go, I did make an impact, which I never observed and realized for myself to pat my back. But I felt that. I think it's my aura or what, which I never believed. When men say, we tend to take it in a very different way. But actually, when women, men, everyone say that, you tend to feel so good. For me, it is always, I don't have this gender thing at all. I'm very comfortable talking to any age group, any gender or anything per se. So this is what even my bosses in my corporate profile had always told me, how are you so bold? For me, the bold again can be having different meanings, right? For me, it is if you're confident, if you know the fact, that confidence helps you to voice out. That voicing out helped me in the networking.
Okay. And as a female entrepreneur especially, I have seen a lot of women in the networking space, they feel a little uncomfortable because, of course, of our social environment, and they feel that they might get harassed and stuff like that. What advice would you give them?
Oh, thanks for bringing this. I really want to talk about this. For me, especially in entrepreneurship, not in any other platform I face this, but in entrepreneurship, yeah, I got different mixed gaze, mixed kind of talks, mixed kind of invites and all of those. But then I feel the confidence you carry, sometimes people say why women dress up so much and why they are like, for me or for any other woman, I feel that's what is common in women. We dress up very confidently and very boldly. Bold in the sense, again, like with confidence kind of a dressing. Like you look at your best, that gives you immense confidence to talk and be anywhere. 1. 2, you don't have to feel shy or awkward. Sometimes it's, if you dress up, some people dress up uncomfortably or they don't know whether to dress up in that way or anything. That also gives you, that shooks you in your mind. So be comfortable, confident first to walk with grace. Then, when people approach you in a different way, the way to cut or way to go in a nice way is talk to them, smile, and just politely you can be fading away in the conversation. You don't have to, again, saying no is a very toughest thing one faces, which I also faced and I slowly evolved in that also. So how you lead the conversation and how you talk, what is very relevant in that topic. You can be friendly. I'm a friendly person. I shake hands, I talk to them, I smile, but you can't, some gestures are very important, like polished and poised gestures. And again, but still, though you're such confident, even if then you get some different kind of a gaze, it's how you tackle it, like, saying it politely no or skipping it. That's the thing we should do.
Okay. And how have you tackled it? Like, if we had to get a little bit deeper into this, let's say there is a woman and she enters this networking event and she feels a little bit unsafe, uncomfortable. How does she set those firm boundaries with people?
Yeah, setting boundaries is a big thing in every aspect of your life, even in your relationships, friends, family, everywhere with any human. That also evolution, I would feel I evolved in so many things like that. Okay, you talk, you interact, you understand, and I don't know if men have this, but women have that intuition. For me, that sixth sense or intuition is little high than other people maybe. I get the gaze, I get the feeling how they're talking to you and all. If any woman who feels unsafe or who feels little awkward and all, it is better to slowly move from that one-on-one conversation with the person to add a friend, like, you don't do it, you do it mindfully. You don't do it very explicitly like, hey, can you come and join me? No, you do it like, hey, he's saying something which is relevant to you. Why don't you join? Like very gracefully and mindfully, you join other people in that gathering or the talk or discussion or conversation, and slowly you slide up. That's how you have to do. Because some places it is not necessary to point out explicitly and outrightly, poke someone or, it's not required. You just fade away. That's all. And I want to go deeper and tell this. So it's like, when I met one person in my entrepreneurial networking in a flea market, and after that we connected, three people offered me, let's meet for drinks. Meeting for drinks is not a professional setup generally, unless you are with your colleagues, you go with a corporate team outing or you plan and go. That is your comfort, right? You already planned it and you have a rapport with some person. But direct networking meeting or an entrepreneurial connect who asks you to come for drinks, that is where you have to set your thing. Like, you can say no. But once I really went to see if there is a potential, like what he was discussing, because he was insisting on that. I did go for a drink, but then you be mindful of the area you're going. One drink, like very decently, like with a client, like you go with a client dinner or something like that. This is how I be very mindful.
Okay. And Manga, tell me this. What has been your best networking experience and your worst networking experience?
Okay. Let's start with the worst.
Okay.
Worst networking experiences, I won't say worst. I would say it didn't work out. That's all. Because for me, human interaction is amazing. I love that. So there's no worst for me. It didn't work out in the sense you expect something. Expectations are there in networking or anything. We have minimal expectations. We humans think we shouldn't expect. Keep your expectations out of the boundaries, what we think can go, but doesn't happen. It keeps constantly running in our mind. Hey, for me, it was always barter or give. More of giving policy. So that's why it never hurt me so much. So I expect, but if it didn't happen, it's okay. Maybe in some or the other way, in some or the other time, I would definitely, maybe that connect will help me. So never burn the bridge, right? That kind of a mindset I go with. So worst was not the word, didn't work out as the word. And best experiences were, there are many, but sometimes it is not through networking, it is your resources. I feel more than networking, I use the word I'm very resourceful that way. My network is my net worth and my resources are my biggest asset. So when someone in abroad, friend, I'm able to help them in abroad in different waters through my friend, and they get help from that, that gives me immense pleasure. That makes me so much happy. I think these things which I thrive for a lot than getting anything in return. But in networking or anything, being this resourceful and having that people is always you need to give first. Yeah, with your close people you expect, definitely you would love that. But with more of them, I was more of that giving person. So I think that worked out.
Okay. And how many years have you been actively networking?
I would say right from the time I came to Bangalore, that is from 2014.
Okay, so I'm assuming by now it's been like a decade. You must have a massive circle.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk to me about how you can maintain such a circle. I'm assuming it's 100 plus people. How much do you think approximately?
Oh, it'll be more than that. Maybe some 500 people. I don't know also the number.
So how do you maintain such a circle?
Okay, so yeah, maintaining and being in touch, it's not easy. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Even maybe sometimes it's not my cup of tea also. But it's how you categorize. I mean, not a categorize maybe is not the word. How you make your relation or that connect with them. So for example, from my school, I have everyone on my Facebook, most of them, because I am that person who connects people. Initially, I was that connecting a string or a dot or something. So I have my school friends on Facebook, and then I have my college friends on Facebook, and then coming to work professionals, I have my working professionals on LinkedIn. When the social media evolved like Instagram, Orkut, I used to have people on Orkut, to Facebook, to Instagram, to LinkedIn. Professional network, all my acquaintances are on my LinkedIn. So sometimes it is that they have to be there in some networking connect, so you know what is going on with them and what is going on with us. You don't have to pick up call or message every day. These kind of networking, you are there. Your presence is important. So that is how I used to connect with them once in a while. So for me, the beautiful thing is because I'm connected with everyone in some or the other platform, whenever I ping suddenly out of blue also, it's a warm feeling because that is how I used to talk to them. It is your character which shows how you're nicer as a person, greet, smiling and all of that. I think that helped me a lot. Out of blue, I'll tell you, when I wanted to shift to Deloitte, so one of my 10th class friend, I pinged him. I'm not in regular touch. I pinged him on LinkedIn and he immediately helped me. I got into Deloitte through him. That was really, I was amazed. So then I realized for this networking connections, apart from friends and your relationships and your family, you connect the dot where you left. It's that beautiful feeling, even with friends whom I don't talk for long, but you're there. I think that way I maintained it. Yeah.
So just being present in their socials or just saying a hello occasionally.
Happy birthday. And when they do something, one like, sometimes I'll tell you this I don't know if this is a woman thing or a human thing. When we post something, we look for some additions, right? It's human. Who liked it? Who commented? All that. It's fun. But that is not for a cheesy way to see who liked it. It's just to see who are actually viewing it and they know where you are, what you're doing, that like matters. And sometimes when I like, I don't randomly like, I like so that it's an acknowledgement that we are seeing this post for them. And few of my friends also say, why do you like it? It's coming on my wall. I'm like, it's okay because it is worth it. And also I want to acknowledge their effort, what they put as a post. So small comment, small like or a love, heart or whatever emoji you give, it really matters. I do it purposefully, not like aiming karna hai.
Okay, now for an interesting situation.
Okay.
Let's say you had the opportunity to have a networking event which is online but with an international audience, like everybody from the globe is participating, versus there is a local event that is in person. Which one would you choose? Both are on the same day.
Okay. Being a person, I prefer in person, one. But again, what is the purpose? We do a research, right? Which kind of networking event you want to. But if my international networking, that online one is more important for me, which I am looking for, then definitely that. But I would prefer more of in-person conversations. But again, logistically also you need to see which one is important. One, non-negotiables you have, right? Like your purpose, and then logistics, and then the timing and all of that. So that day, current thing, scenarios and all of that. So I would say mix of it.
And I want to understand this, Manga. How do you deal with rejection, and how can someone who really fears rejection get used to it?
Yeah, rejection is a big word. It's a vague concept. Rejection handling is not easy. Everyone evolves through experience. That's how I also did. So for me, rejection within the known people, my people, yeah, it used to hurt a lot. But rejection from unknown people, it definitely affects. But it is how you take it again. So if not now, maybe next time. Adjusting to that kind of mentality also comes with age, I feel. The wise you grow or the way you evolve. I tell people to network mainly to gain this exposure for yes, no, rejections, acceptance, to feel all kind of emotions in a public presence is why you have to network. That's what I say to people. So for me, rejection handling was tough initially, like I said, but again, never burn the bridge. No offense. I feel you should also empathize why they have rejected. Either they're not in the right mood, or they're not in the right state to help you, or they need some time, or they just abruptly said because they were not in that state. So maybe little work you can think of that person. If empathize, that would also help. But suddenly, like human tendency, like, oh, okay, why did they reject? Okay. So maybe pause for a second and think about it. Just don't immediately say anything. That working I did a lot.
Okay. And how do you enter closed circles? Let's say there is a circle of 5 friends who have known each other for years. And how would you enter such a circle as a stranger and connect with them?
Again, you have to see, first of all, why are you going and entering? What is the purpose? They called you, or there was something which is commonality and they wanted me, or I asked them, can I join? There'll be something, right? That something matters. And that is where you build your conversation or anything, and you keep it to a minimal level when you are an outsider first. And then if your interaction makes an impact, then naturally they will have you more closer. That is very evident. So you can know it. So again, you need to be mindful. You need to understand. You will know, basically, but if you can't know, you need to observe. That's all.
Okay. I get that. And I want to understand this, that whenever most people start a conversation, they're like, hi, how are you? What do you do for a living, etc. But you have such a huge circle. I'm guessing the questions you ask are also more interesting, that attract a lot of people.
Yeah. I think with very new strangers, I say, hey, hi, how are you? What's up? And with familiar ones, definitely some common point which you last observed in their life, or something you saw on the social media, or something you pick up like that. Again, this can't be said as a pickup line, but definitely it is a line which is important for the first interaction. It makes a difference sometimes. And for me, sometimes it's more easier to say, like I said, when you see someone's vibe or anything in their physical appearance or gestures, go and compliment. I would do that. For me, like I said, no gender biased. If someone's shirt is nice, I explicitly say say that. But maybe after the conversation, after the meeting is done. But if I want to say, if it crosses my mind, I definitely do that. Just I see for the right moment. That's all. Like someone's hair is nice, or someone's just no makeup face is nice, or someone's everything is they're feeling already awkward. Okay. They're very in a timid position, like, they're feeling so out of the crowd. But still, when their favorite topic or something which they liked came out, how they expressed, that makes a difference. I say, hey, that you really put it so well, yeah. I didn't know you can talk so well. That kind of gestures or compliments really validates people, yeah. That is always needed. And also one more thing I want to share. Again, this is very specific. I don't think everyone can do this. Hug. Okay, you generally don't tend to hug in a professional setup just like that, right? But when it is when you interact, a rapport builds and someone is in dire need of it, I tend to gaze that. I don't know why. So this happened with one of the brand. She's a woman. And when I was interacting and she was running, hustling, jumping that day, but still she had a meeting with a lot of calls, disturbances, chaos in the meeting. She was there with us. She wants to do this meeting. And then for some reason, while going, the end of the meeting when she was rushing out, I felt, hey, can I hug you? She was like, yeah, I badly needed it. I'm like, see, I gazed it. I mean, it is basically, this can't happen every now and then. Sometimes it happens. But that day I felt really good. I could give that hug to her because she needed that in her hustle and chaos. Then we realized we are the same tribe of hug persons. Yeah.
So being socially aware, and this is a very interesting point that you raised. And I want to know this, that whenever you go and you talk to people, how do you deepen your bond with them over time? How do you deepen that connection?
Again, it works or it doesn't work. It is again very skeptical kind of a thing. So I observe these things like for sometimes, like you get the vibe, right? Maybe I don't think so. I can gel more with the person, but you just be normal with them. Hi, hello types and commonalities you discuss, and the event or the gathering is over. But suddenly that person appears to be helping you in some way which you never expected. And me helping someone. So basically I'm very active on WhatsApp, for example. So if someone asks any help, I'll be the first person leaving everything. Do I know someone? Like connecting the dots. I do that a lot. That's how people say you're so resourceful, or at least I help. Hey, I think I know this, like any restaurant advice or anything for that matter. You just tend to make a difference like that. Sometimes it really happens. And sometimes what I know, like a boutique person or some repair person, anything, that really helps because I know word of mouth also always helps, right? The best marketing is word of mouth for me, organically. And your trustworthy person connect giving to another person really adds a value. So that way when some people don't acknowledge, hey, thanks for this connect, it really helped. Some people do acknowledge. But either ways, you can't take it wrong. You helped. Your work is done. It's up to you whether they acknowledge or not. That's not what you expect, right? So that way, then the bond developed, with some people. You don't even imagine. So it's very uncertain, but be mindful, be aware, be nice, be that giving person. Barter is good, but expectations, keep it low. Yeah, that's okay.
So you're a person who has that give mindset. Doesn't it become tiring sometimes?
It does. It does. Sometimes I feel, someone come and do something for me, wala feeling everyone gets, because we are human after all. And I think that I depend more on my inner circles, my friends. I'm like, I expect that. So it's okay to expect from your inner people because you earned it, basically. It's your investment of your efforts, emotions and time. Sometimes that is okay. But sometimes with your inner circle also, I learned when you call about boundaries, they'll be not in that emotional bandwidth to do that. Then, it slowly hurts and things happen, but it's okay. You have to acknowledge and, make sure you are okay with it.
Okay, let's say I take you and I put you in a brand new city that you have never visited. How would you start networking with people? Let's say there are no entrepreneurs, there is no purpose over here. You know nobody in that city. What would you do?
Let's start this with a compliment or a validation I received. Is like one of my boss. All my bosses are amazing, by the way, in my corporate journey. He said, if you're put in a desert also, I think you'll go search someone and talk to someone. I'm like, that kind of a person. I'm sorry, but I'm like that. I will search for a human first. So yeah, because I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of now at this point, like not a lot of avenues. I would go for a play in a new city. I would go to the theatre play. I would go to a chai tapri. I would go live in a hostel or a co-living space. That's how I do. But previously me, maybe would go to a small cafe or chai tapri is always available, right? Like for example, recently I visited Kashi, Banaras. Okay. So Jaipur also I went. So initially when you go, you feel the sense of belonging, safety and all of that. In some places, immediately I don't get the vibe. But you can't judge the city, right? You have to indulge yourself in that city. So the last day when I was leaving Banaras, my family was there. Auto wala was nice. Everyone were nice. I just felt, इस city में मैं genuinely जाके किसी से अपने आप से I didn't do any interaction. How can I do that? Then last day, मैंने सोचा, I didn't like the roads, some of the colonies and all. I also went in my pajamas. Let's see, देखते क्या होगा, because I'm bold that way. I'm not scared. So I went, sat in a chai tapri, छोटा सा chai tapri, where samosa was not there, chai was there, samosa was somewhere else. I took the samosa, went to the chai tapri, asked them, can I sit and eat here? Then he said, हाँ madam. So चाय पीते पीते बात हो गई उनके फैमिली के बारे में, मेरे फैमिली के बारे में. Then एक चाय से 3 चाय हो गया. So that is where I felt I talk. So my interaction, again, one more thing which I want to tell is Rapido, Uber, Ola. These are the people with whom I interact. But sometimes, when they interact so much, I feel irritated, okay, when I'm not in the mood. Then I feel, but मैं जब interact कर रही हूँ, उनको भी ऐसा लगा, फिर भी they are talking, right? So it should be like that. So recently in Bangalore, one guy, I don't know why, he felt maybe I'm elder or he can approach me. I got into the bike, he started asking about his relationship advice. I was like, okay, why are you doing this? Then he said, he asked me, where are you from? Sometimes, no, you don't have to answer these, okay? My friends also say that. Why do you answer such things? मतलब क्या ही जाता है, ठीक है, पूछ लिया. मतलब he spoke in a nice way, not like in a very other way. So I said, Vishakhapatnam. Then he said, he started asking relationship advice. Okay, for a while, I gave the outlines. Then I said, I don't know, it depends, blah, blah, blah. Maybe as a woman, he asked about his girlfriend or something like that. Then I asked him after a little conversation happened, why are you asking me, first of all? Then he said, because you're from the same town. Because even that girl is from Vishakhapatnam. Oh, okay. You found a commonality. That's my thing where I started. So I give it.
And
yeah.
Manga, I think I really want you to share the Ladakh story with our audience, because I think that is the best example of networking that I've ever heard.
Ladakh or Lucknow?
Lucknow, sorry. Yeah.
I wish I still haven't been to Ladakh. I think Ladakh will be a place where it is deserted, isolated. I'll go find someone. Lucknow story, I put it on my Instagram. I don't know if I put it on my LinkedIn, but yeah, there are so many stories like that as a social butterfly. I wanted to start a page, but I don't know if I can handle all these social media things. But yeah, Lucknow story is outrageously amazing. I am a dancer, choreographer in my way. So this started, I'll tell you this also, a small example. Facebook. People stopped using Facebook now, but Facebook is amazing. Why, I'll tell you. There are groups. Flats and flatmates. Put me in touch with Bangalore. Networking Capital, there's a group where it is connected with abroad. So there's so many groups. Offbeat stays in Goa, connected with Goa. So there's so many groups in Facebook which are genuinely good. Flats and flatmates, I think everyone know in Bangalore, because that's the best way I got all my houses in Bangalore. And put me in touch with Bangalore. So when I came to Bangalore, when I am a no-bee, now I'm a busy bee or a social bee. When I'm a no-bee, I wanted to teach choreography. I wanted to do Sangeet. Then I thought, yaar, itne sare Sangeet wale log hai, choreographers hai, why will they give me? Then someone told me, the world is populated so much, there'll be some set of crowd where you are required. They don't need high funda people, right? So for that, then I realized I boosted up my confidence and put me in touch with Bangalore. Make Sangeet ko option mila mujhe. I don't have a visiting card. I don't have a company, nothing. I'm a freelancer. Manga Devi Bambadi Party. I just pinged them. Also, I feel it's how you interact with person. For me, one confidence is there. If I get a connect, I can nail it. That happened. So with them, I got the Sangeet contract, by the way. It was my first Sangeet contract. And I did that. And they liked my vibe, aura when I went in person to that family. I think Marwari family, I went and spoke to them. I did the choreography. My set of work is done. But unfortunately, the event got cancelled. So they said, they paid only half the amount. Then, again, if you feel sorry and if you feel little, oh no, should I ask them or should I not ask them? You're gone. But at that time, I spoke to them on the call and they said, we are paying half of it. I said, but sir, very politely, I did do my complete work. I really feel your event is cancelled. I empathize. But don't you think I should get paid because I put all the effort? Then one word he said I didn't like. He said, this is enough for you. That hurt me. Then I realized I should put my conditions before, 50% advance now, 50% as soon as the work is done. So when you're doing a freelancing, right, you learn through the process. So that is my first gig I was so proud of. And that's how my choreography journey started. So I always wanted to shoot some different theme based. So I have an Instagram page, but I didn't outrightly put my dance things. I feel I'll be that eye candy. I don't want to be that. I want my choreography work to be shown, but everyone are this residential people who are families. They didn't want it to be uploaded on social media. So very few I put it my own videos. Then I want to shoot a theme-based song called Nive, basically. I didn't tell everyone yet, only very close people of mine know. So this choreographer called Vishwakiran Nambi, he's my mentor. I'm very big fan of him because of that Nive song. So then also, manifestation, I never believed. I randomly met him in Bangalore when I was leaving to Hyderabad for my kitchen. Then I'm like, I cried literally. Then I told him, I'm planning to do this Nive thing. Then he's like, you're on the right path. Go ahead, do whatever you want. He loved my knowledge about dance and my passion for dance than my accreditations in dance. Okay, that validation I got. He himself said, do it, Manga, what's wrong? That was in 2020 when I want to start, when I left 2023 starting Feb, when I came and left my house in Bangalore and shifting to Hyderabad kind of scenario. Anyway, that's a different story. So that Nive song, I want to shoot it in a very different way. So I was searching for film videographers. There are very big Bollywood, commercial, paisa do, there are so many. But again, you have to select your niche. Yes, sir, 1, money. 2, my purpose. 3, I'm very choosy in that way. So I thought I want someone who matches with my passion more than anything. I was randomly scrolling on Instagram. I found one woman from US who did, so Broadway, you dream, right? When you're a theatre person, dance person, Broadway and all. She did for this New York thing, New York Film Academy, New York Broadway and all. She did dance film shooting. She's particularly been in that dance film shooting. I saw her genre. It was very different. It was more of the passion capturing than the, aesthetics. That's what I loved. I pinged her randomly. That's how we met and we became acquaintances, friends, then slowly little talking and all of that. But I only told her, in my lifetime, I want to get a video shoot done by you. That's all. But I don't know when it will happen. I didn't even, I dreamt about it, basically. It's not a thing. Then in my very low phase of Mango's kitchen, she suddenly called me and said, so my nickname is Mango. She calls me Mango. That was easy for her being a foreigner. Mango, I'm coming to India. I'm coming to Lucknow. I choose you as the dancer for my next green film dance shoot. I'm like, okay, we discussed, but I never thought it will happen. I'm like, yeah, blown away. So then she came to Lucknow and one of my date connect was in Lucknow, whom I met 7 years back. He was there. And he helped me with all the logistics, production arrangements and everything when I just said, hey, I'm coming to Lucknow. That's all. And then this woman arrived. I took her from Delhi airport and went to Lucknow. I want to spend each and every second with her to, knowledge sharing, knowledge gaining and all. That way I'm so excited and desperate maybe. And I took her to Lucknow. I traveled with her. It's a work, you gel up. So then we went to Lucknow. But unfortunately, after the first day of shoot, she broke her bones. She fell with the gear. Yeah, that was. Then I thought, the apple is in my hand. I'm not able to eat it. My shoot is stopped. That is one feeling. But the other feeling was she fell in front of me. I somehow felt the inner voice, I'm responsible for some reason. I just met her then. 3 days I met her. Okay, and then we went to the doctor. My friend, whoever it is, he took me to the best orthopedic that night after the shoot. And then he asked me, did she come to India to shoot your dance? I'm like, no, she came for the wedding. This is a side hustle which we wanted to do. Already my inner voice is there, but I'm just waiting to think, because she came for her best friend's wedding, what's going to happen and all of that. The doctor put a hand on my head and said, if there is 0.0001% chance, stay for her. He saw something in me, maybe, that I felt responsible for her. And I stayed. I thought, I asked him only one thing. She has to attend the wedding. She came all the way for this wedding. Can you do something? I'll be there for her to attend the wedding. Then the wedding came up. Then the way she thought her friends didn't resonate that way, I already guessed that. I already felt, I anticipated, me and my friend felt that something is off between this friendship, but it's okay. And then we went to the wedding, and then the scenario was understood that though it's a best friend, at that scenario, someone else is required for her. They couldn't be there. Whether it is a negative thing or whatever, she has to accept it. And it happened. That is a big thing for her. But she went through a lot of emotional turmoil and all of that. Then she wanted to take care of herself. Within my family, also, few people said, don't. It's okay. They can handle. They're Americans, So we went to that hotel, where the wedding was happening. And then she also understood that her friends were busy and all of that. But at that point, I made my mind, I'll be there for her, which I didn't express yet. And then after that wedding, I asked, she wanted to be there for herself, blah, blah, blah. And my family, some of them said, hey, they're Americans, they'll manage, you don't have to worry. And one of my sisters said, it's up to you, because anyway, nothing much is happening in Mango's kitchen at that point of time. It was on a pause. I thought I'll give my time to someone at least. And then I asked her, what do you want actually? Initially, she said, nurses will be there, I'll put money, blah, blah, blah. Then she said, can you stay in Mango? And that's where my heart melted. And trust me, I went to Delhi airport and received her, because when someone is first time coming to a new land, waters, they expect that, which they don't say because they're independent and all of that. But I know that, how it feels. So that is when I thought I'll be there with every steps she entered in India, be there with her. That was my feeling for her. I admire her for work, for her way she came for a wedding to India for the first time, and her excitement and all of that. So 21 days, the doctor also wanted me to be there. 21 days in Lucknow until the surgery happened, everything. She's a vegetarian, I'm also a vegetarian, so things worked out like that. And we became soulmates in 21 days. Till then, we were just acquaintances. Though during the shoot also, we decided we'll work in abroad together. Already we became good acquaintances. But we became that soulmates in that 21 days. And this guy whom I went on a date, whom I met after 7 years, he became a very, very inclusive friend for the two of us. So he really proved it. Like, a person I met for 1 hour can go this beyond. I was telling my mom, how can this happen? Like, is it my karma or what? I don't know. So that 1 month I stayed in Lucknow. We evolved as soulmates, and literally I've been there 24/7 as a caretaker for her, as a friend, as a manager, as to take care of her finances, everything. And that felt like a human evolvement project in my life, which I never thought I'll do for anyone, and that too for a stranger. That's what, for me, passion drives me, and that's how I connect with people.
Wow. And I think it just shows why networking is so important, because you never expect a connection to be formed so deeply. And of course, you took a chance with that. You didn't know that person, they didn't know you, and you still took that chance. You stayed there for 21 days. I'm assuming now you both are friends for life.
Yeah, we are waiting to meet this year, coming year, maybe in Europe. I don't know, but I have to travel because she's scared to come to India. So I'm waiting to meet her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really hope that goes well.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. So before we wrap up today's podcast, my final question to you is that what makes you socially aware and so empathetic towards people? Because I can sense throughout the whole podcast that you already have this sixth sense where you're just so aware of how others are feeling. How did you develop that?
Experience. I really want to do a podcast or a book or an article. I don't know. I want to give back to Bangalore in that way. Bangalore turned my life. Literally. So I feel human interaction and also the vibe of the place matters. That Bangalore gave me always, and immensely grateful to Bangalore in my life. It's a journey, and yeah, like I said, keep interacting experiences. That's how you get aware. It's not you can't learn this anywhere. You can know the techniques, but you can't learn this anywhere.
Can't learn this. So only experience can help.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get that. As we have seen with your own journey, you met the person you really idealize. You have achieved so many things because of your networking circle. And I think my biggest takeaway from today's podcast is be kind. It's a very underrated thing to be kind, especially in today's era. And once you master that, networking, connecting with people, all of that, it just comes to you. Correct?
One last thing I want to add before we end this. Google. You Google, right? For me, all my good things when I'm not aware where to go, which articleship company I have to apply for. Trust me, in 3-4 cases, Google helped me. And I'm grateful to Google also. My first articleship in Bengaluru is ASA and Associates. It happened through Google search. And that boss, when I was leaving the company, he said one thing. I think the best asset you have is your smile, Manga. You hide. He didn't know what is happening with me. There's so many, I hit rock bottom thrice in my life. And yeah, a lot of things happened. But that smile is what hides everything. And when I'm little upset, it shows on my face. Face is the index of mind. That is very evident on my face. If I'm little gloomy, also my face withers. So I think carrying that smile helps me every time. For myself also. When I feel very low also, I think I should dress up, carry a smile and go out, step out while I'm feeling.
That is wonderful advice. That smiling does make a big impact, especially psychologically.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Manga, and your valuable insights. It has been a wonderful discussion. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the audience watching today's podcast, I hope you learned a lot from today's conversation. Do subscribe to the channel, and we will see you with a brand new guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumit. Thanks for you for inviting me here and giving me this platform to talk about all this.